Hello, my name is Robin and I want to thank you very much for taking the time to watch this new video of mine. I'm here at the airport of Guadalajara. Last week we flew with Viva Aerobus from Mexico City to here in Guadalajara, and now we're gonna look what their direct competitor is like on the way back to Mexico City. We're flying on an Airbus A321. Though last week we flew on an Airbus A320neo, it doesn't look like it's gonna be a neo this time. I'm very excited for this one, so please come with me and let's go. Guadalajara Airport is, with over 14 million passengers a year, Mexico's third busiest airport, and has almost doubled in passenger traffic in the past 7 years. The airport is a hub for Aeromexico and for Volaris, the airline we're flying on today. Inside, the terminal building looks brand new, and several shops and food places are located here. Aside from Mexican Airlines, several US airlines fly here too. Alaska Airlines flies here, and the big three are present too: American, Delta, and United Airlines, so it's pretty easy to get here. Volaris organized their check-in in two separate lines: check-in or bag drop-off only, but they also have a very decent app that you can use to obtain your boarding pass. And if you only travel with carry-on, you can use one of the self-service kiosks as well. One of my favorite things about this airport is that everything is really easy to find, because the signage here is really well done. Seriously, it's really hard to miss the entrance to go to airside, and it's like that all throughout the airport. The Airbus A321 we're flying on today for this hour-long flight was delivered to Volaris just over 4 years ago in April of 2015. Well, this just happened. We were standing in line to board the aircraft. Boarding had already started and the first people were lined up on the jack bridge to get on the plane. But then people were sent back into the terminal and boarding got cancelled for now. They said we have to wait another 20 minutes, so let's hope it's not something bad going on, and that in those 20 minutes we can actually get on board and get to Mexico City. That'd be nice. That's finger crossed. Well, since we're delayed, let's go explore airside. I really love the layout of the terminal building. It's really bright, has wide ceilings and great views of the surroundings. There is a lot to do here. Inside you can find a great food court with both American and Mexican restaurants. And if you have time for shopping, there are some higher tier fashion shops too. Finally, it became apparent what the cause of the delay was, and quite frankly, I was happy that they decided to cancel boarding, because I'd rather wait for them to change the wheel and arrive in Mexico City a bit later than them taking the risk. Luckily, since this is a hub airport for the airline, I bet that they have plenty of spare parts in the hangar. Shortly after the repairs were completed, boarding started again. This flight today is part of a North America tour that I've just recently completed. Besides this flight on Volaris, I've also tried out other Mexican airlines, Viva Aerobus and Aeromexico, and I've flown on Delta and Air Canada. I share all my flights on my social media while they happen, so if you want to follow my trips while they happen, I do invite you to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. However, for now, enjoy the takeoff. The Volaris Airbus A321 has 220 seats in a single-class all-coach configuration. Volaris does charge for picking your own seat, and the first row and the exit seats are considered premium or more space seats. Our seat today is regarded as a first-off seat. The seat is pretty comfy but could use some more padding, and the tray table is fairly low, potentially tipping over your drink when you move your legs. The tray table does have an indent and can be moved forward and backwards. In the seat pocket, you can find the onboard menu, Volaris in-flight magazine and the safety card. Volaris use a bit of a complicated color system to display whether an item is available on certain routes, and it depends on whether you're in a domestic route or flight to or from certain destinations. It doesn't specify the length of the flight, but I doubt any warm foods were available on a flight this short. The prices overall were very reasonable, with just over $2 for a Coke or $3 for a beer. Aside from that, several goodies were for sale as well. I chose to have a beer for 65 pesos. Overnight landing over one of the biggest cities of the world, Mexico City, is truly something breathtaking. You can see houses, streets, lights as far as the horizon. But make sure to keep on watching until the end for my final 2 cents on this flight. That was quite a nice quick flight with Volaris, and frankly, if the aircraft is delayed for a couple repairs to ensure the journey is safe, I don't mind waiting a bit longer. I bet that the boarding had already started when one of the pilots did the pre-flight inspection when they found the issue with the wheel. With a short turnaround time, certain processes simply overlap. The flight itself was quite uneventful and the legroom was great in my row, but the seat padding was quite thin and the tray table was somewhat low. The menu looked great and the prices were very decent. The star of the show though must be the airport of Guadalajara. It is really well designed and everything is super easy to find. The signs are large and bright colorful. Well done. I'm absolutely a fan of this airport. Anyway, that's it for us today. I want to thank you very much for watching this new video. If you liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up. Next week, we're trying out Aeromexico's Dreamliner in business class. And if you don't want to miss that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you next week.